that story, like in places where they don't have medical marijuana yet, they just want to know, how do I get that? A guy will just bring it to your house, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure even in Wisconsin, a guy will bring it to your house without even the danger of ninjas. But that happened. Anyway, so I was writing this book about the color blue. I guess I have to talk about this dumb book. Questions? Okay. Well, it's good because now it's been out there a month. So has anybody read the book yet? Right. I'm just going to ask a rhetorical question, which means you don't actually have to shout out an answer. Do you really feel it's necessary for every single review to give away the entire plot in the first paragraph of their review? I think it's a spoiler. Are these people not? Do they know how long it took me to conceal what was going on in that book for 4/5 of the? It's like 350 pages where people are going, I have no idea what's going on.
That's what she said.
I know. I got a message on Twitter the other day that the woman said, I'm halfway through. I'm really enjoying it, but I'm kind of confused. And I said, welcome to my life. So, yeah, it's exactly how it's supposed to be. It will all become clear, or you can read any review of it and then it will become clear. So, anyway, how this all started was, I don't know anything about art. I don't have any education. I mean, I do now because I've been, researching this dumb book. But this awesome book, and I used to go when you're on book tour. You go to a different city every day. You get up, you go to the airport, you fly to a city, and then you have this rental friend that picks you up and takes you. They call them escorts, but I have a little bit of a problem with that particular, because it's not that fun. It's not as fun as it sounds. It's just a person who knows how to get to the bookstores and radio stations and stuff. So, nothing cool and CIA-like or anything. So. But that whole Secret Service, Colombian, okay, I just want to point this out because this conspiracy is deepening. The president's dog and the supernatural succubus on the Sci-Fi Channel have the same name. That was the sound of your brain exploding. Then the Secret Service is taken down for not paying a hoe.
How?
But the hoe on the Sci-Fi Channel has the same name as the president's dog. Coincidence? Kennedy had a secretary named Lincoln. Lincoln had a secretary named Kennedy. I think I've made my point. The president's dog is named Bo. So is the succubus on the Sci-Fi Channel. That's going to hurt in this election. That's going to be a lead story on Fox News. You watch. Sean Hannity would be like, what about this president's dog having the same name as a hoe on the Sci-Fi Channel? I'm not allowed to say hoe on Fox News. Probably. So anyway, you go to a new town, and then your escort picks you up, not the fun kind, and then you go to like radio and TV stations, and you talk about your dumb book, and you talk about yourself, and you talk about your book, and usually not TV stations. Usually you don't get on TV if you're a novelist, except like How You Do in Minneapolis at 5:30 in the morning after the poison control lady. And it's only viewed by incarcerated people. I know this because I get the letters when I get home. It says, oh, I saw you on How You Do in Minneapolis. You're a very attractive man. Would you like a friend in 2 years or 14 months for good behavior? Anyway, so then I come out and I do this every night, talk about myself, and you get so sick of talking about yourself, as you know, you guys have only been here like 10 minutes, imagine. 3 weeks of this. know? That's why you come up with stuff like, it's not about the book. Anyway, so I would go, in each city I would go to art museums and I would look at painting for 2 hours because it wasn't about me. Now the cool thing about going to American art museums, because I just usually tour in the US, is that we had a lot of money because of the Industrial Revolution when the French had a lot of painters that they didn't like. So if you go to Chicago or Minneapolis or Philly or Washington, D.C., there are amazing collections. Even the Palace of Fine Arts in you know where I'm talking about, San Francisco, has amazing Impressionist works. And so I would get to see these. You can stand in a room with 16 Monets in Chicago, and the next day stand in a room with 16 different Monets in Philadelphia. It's an amazing experience. And it's transcendent. It's so not about you. And when you look at painting for a couple of hours, again, I didn't have any background in it or didn't really know what I was looking at, but there's a lot of this Impressionist art. And there's a shift in perception, and you start to see everything as looking like art. The people who were walking by the paintings start to look like a composition. And I thought it was something that I was the only one. And I read a book called On Spirituality and Art by Kandinsky. And he says, art, when it does what it is supposed to do, smooths the coarseness of the soul. And it's so true. You know, I would be so kind of jagged out from book tour and just going and looking at pictures, it would change. And everything for a few hours just looked like art. People who would walk by the painting, you know how people start to look like their dogs after a while? If you stand by like a Rothko, which are just fields of color, eventually a kid will walk by who has the same color shirt and pants as the Rothko. It's weird, I've done it like 6 times. I have pictures of it on my website. There's actually, if you go to sacrebleu.me, somebody had .com, there's a big chapter guide. You click on chapter guide. Every single chapter in the book has my notes, pictures I took in France, and works of art that I couldn't talk them into putting in the book. So you'll go, oh, that's what he's talking about. I don't know yet whether the best thing to do is read the book, then go back and look at it, or to keep interrupting yourself. And I'll let you guys be the judge of that. The jury's still out. But that way you don't have to go, what the hell is he talking about? What's this neighborhood look like? Because there's like drawings of Paris in the 1890s by artists of that time. And contemporary photographs and whatnot. Anyway, so I was in the Chicago Art Institute, but I prefer to call it the Chicago Institute of Art because the CIA sounds more badass. And I've been looking at art for a couple hours, and I went down to the cafeteria to get a cup of coffee, and I was making notes and doing my arty thing, which is like haiku, because I was all in this spacey thing. And there was a lady, she was about 90, and she was eating green beans across the cafeteria. And I could tell she was kind of in the same space that I was, because every green bean was like a work of art. And she was just looking at it and the texture and the color of it. And she was like a work of art to me with the green beans and the texture and that there was that perception and that resonance and so we shagged on the table in the cafeteria. It was awesome. That didn't really happen. I just don't have an end for that anecdote, and it sounds better if I say that. Although probably not for other people in the cafeteria. I let her finish the green beans though. So anyway, does somebody keep beeping a horn? Are you guys hearing that, or is I? Oh, okay. That's probably because they run over so many people here, huh? They're like, take your headphones out. That's what that should say. It's like, beep, beep, take your headphones out. Maybe you won't keep walking in front of the train in Menlo Park. Right? Is this where they run over people all the time?
Yes.
Yeah, Palo Alto. You guys are having like a contest, huh? You have like little pedestrians painted on the station. We get one more, Menlo Park's an ace.